Hey guys, it's Tacoma Comics here, and I am coming to you live from the same place I always come to you live from. I had two things, maybe three things. I had a bunch of things. I had a few things I wanted to go over. Uh, got a package, no idea what it is. Probably something I bought, but it's always cool when you forget what you buy, then you get packages. Definitely like that. Got another package from Mr. Brandon Stowinski, Off the Hook Comics on IG. Also, Off the Hook Comics 2 on IG when IG stopped him from selling too much. So I'm going to open those. Those should be pretty darn cool. But I wanted to start off by talking about what you see in the descriptions video, and that's about True First. Thorough went on last night, and check out Comic Chop Up if you don't watch that. It's really, really great show, really interesting show. And he was very adamant that the market is getting it wrong by saying Kanan the Last Padawan issue 6 is the first appearance of Sabine and Hera and Zeb and Ezra and Kanan. He says it's the first appearance of, it's issue 1 that's the first appearance. And you know, it comes down to semantics, and ultimately the market will decide. So it doesn't matter what you or I think, it's what people will pay for. Right now, your issue 6s are going for about 25 raw in really good condition. I sold 2 of them for that yesterday. Your issue 1s are going for about 10 to 15 raw in really good condition. So again, it doesn't matter what you or I think, it's what the market decides. It doesn't matter if you think 180 is a full Wolverine or a cameo of Wolverine. The market has decided that 181 is the comic to get for the first appearance of Wolverine, not Daredevil 215 that has a an advertisement for Wolverine, right? So it's definitely what the market decides that matters, and that's important. Hey, Dead Zone, how you doing, my friend? And so it's really up to the market, and even more so if you are not buying these comics as investments, right? You're just buying them because you like them. And I happen to really be a massive Star Wars fan, and I happen to really like this series, so I was on the lookout for it. I've got 1 through 12, and then multiple 1s, multiple 6s, and I've got 2 5s, 2 8s, 2 9s, and 2 11s. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. So you all decide. Because again, it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what you think, or it doesn't matter what the market says. It really, you know, it's up to you. Are you buying it because you want the book that's making the money? If you want to buy it because you want the money book, that's the money book. You can't argue that, because that's what people are buying. You can say all you want that this should be the money book, and maybe it should. But right now it's not. Maybe it will be. Maybe Thorough and other people's videos will push people towards number 1. I don't know. So I'm going to let you decide. Kanan the Last Padawan is the story of Kanan, was briefly seen as like a toddler Padawan in one of the prequel movies. In one of the scenes, I can't recall. If I asked my son to come in here, he'd tell me, and we'll do that. Nathaniel, I need your expertise on video for a moment, if you don't mind coming on live. But this is the story of, you know, Order 66 goes out, and what happens is Kanan is saved from that. He hides from that. He's one of the few that don't get killed. He is not yet a Jedi. That comes much later. He gets crowned as a Jedi when he goes to the Jedi Temple, but that's a different story. Where did we see Kanan as a kid? It was in Clone Wars or in a movie? Wars. Which Clone Wars episode? Do you remember?
I do not remember, but he's in a Jedi Council meeting with his master, Depa Billaba.
Say the master's name again.
Depa Billaba.
Depa Billaba was his trainer, his master, and there is a scene in Clone Wars where you see Kanan, but that's all you see of him in the animated until Star Wars Rebels. So then this comic came out, and you know it came out obviously with Rebels. I don't know if it came out before, after, or in conjunction with, but it really is the story of Kanan as a Padawan who did not finish his training and is now on the run because he realizes and knows that that the Galactic Order is after him, that the Imperial Galactic Senate is got a price on his head, and that, you know, Palpatine's trying to kill all the Jedi and all the Padawans, et cetera, et cetera. And by the way, his name starts out as Caleb Doom. So on the very first page of this comic, we get our typical scroll, which I love that they did that in the comics. And then we open up to page 1 or page 2, I guess. Title, space, and then this is called the Ghost. That's their ship. And then this one page in which we do see Sabine, right? This is first of all of them in comics, right? There's Kanan, there's Chopper, there's Ezra, there's Zeb, there's Hera, and there's Sabine. So we do see Sabine, and she does have a speaking part, and I will read it to you because I cannot read upside down in the reflection. We're picking up supplies. Nope, sorry. Hey, not every mission can be about rebels fighting the Empire. What's the gig this time? And then it cuts 15 years later, or 15 years earlier, and we see the story of how Kanan grew up as a Jedi or as a Padawan, learning the ways of the Jedi, even though the Jedi Order has been wiped out, and how we're going to actually get to this point where he's on a rebel ship with Hera, I guess they were never married, his lover, as well as this other band of rebels that they hang out with. So you don't see any picture of Sabine or Hera, I believe, or Zeb or Chopper or Ezra until way later. Hey, Woodard, as a matter of fact, until 4 issues later. In issue 5, you know, this is one of the ones where in my opinion, this doesn't count at all. Just like there's an advertisement for Wolverine in Daredevil 215, doesn't count at all. Okay, but the very last page of issue 5 shows the cover of issue 6. And now you can't argue that issue 6 is the first cover appearance of Sabine, because it is. You can argue whether what I just showed you in issue 1 is a cameo or is a first appearance, right? From what I understand, cameos are usually unspoken. In the movies, they're uncredited parts, but here they're unspoken parts. If they have a speaking part, that tends to lead credence to first appearance. So Thoreau and others might be right that was the first appearance. But now we have not just a full 2-page spread where they're all speaking as well, but we have an entire issue where Sabine is in the issue, right? And she's all over the issue. So, it's semantics. It's mincing words and it's semantics. Some people will absolutely say the one picture flashback, and it's actually not flashback, it's a flash forward, with one line of dialogue is a full first appearance. And if they say that, I can't argue with them. That's what they believe. And if you love this comic, that's why you'll get this comic, because you want that, right? You want it. If you think that's a cameo and you think the first full appearance is going to be integral to the story, on the cover, et cetera, you're going to want this one. And that's up to you. I don't know. I have my own opinion. It doesn't matter. If you want what the market has decided, the market has decided this one. And that you can't argue with, because that's objective data. That might change. Maybe, like I said, people watch Thoreau's video. I got 4 people in here. He had 150 people in there. I'm not arguing with him. I think Thoreau's great. We talk all the time. I'm just saying, like, this is an opinion. First appearance. This is established by the market. They're both great comics. They're an amazing series. And no doubt that this is a really great series to read. If you like Star Wars, if you want to get like a little bit of information, I mean, people have said this before and I'll say it again. George Lucas, great storyteller, horrible director and dialogue writer, right? He was at his best when he develops a story and then hands it off. Again, my opinion. But anybody who's my age would agree, because the prequels made us crazy in our 20s. But those of you that were in your early teens when the prequels came out, 11, 12, 13, you probably loved them. It's all right. Doesn't matter. There's movies out there for everybody to enjoy, and we should just all enjoy them. But this is a George Lucas story and character written by somebody else. And that's what makes it amazing, right? This whole idea that you have somebody who managed to hide during Order 66, managed to be found by a Jedi that also escaped. She gave him training, and it's all about the last Padawan, right? Think of all those kids in the Jedi Temple that were destroyed by Anakin, whine. I'm 20 years old and I haven't had sex and I'm pissed off at the world about it. And they killed my mom, so I killed them. You know, I'll go kill a bunch of children. Maybe it's Palpatine's effect on him. It seemed like a far stretch, but yeah, Order 66 came out and they all gone except for Kanan, Caleb Doom. Let's see what's going on in the chat, man. We got a lot of people here. 5, but that's a lot for me, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Dead Zone, man, I never got to hook up with you because Mama J was on it like that, but I hope that you'll participate in the next Comic for Pop swap. Comics on the Mind is here. It doesn't matter. There you go. As well as Comics for Thomas, and C. Woodard is in the house. Glad to have you guys. Let's open some comics because that is what it's all about, is it not? Comic books, comic books, comic books, comic books. Yeah, I did not do a pre-opening here. Clearly, I did not do a pre-opening here. So if you guys are around tonight, 6 p.m., about 7 hours from now on the West Coast, 6 p.m. on PDT, Pacific Daylight Time, we have, who's a single comic? I wonder what I ordered. We have the Comic for Pop swap. Now look at that hashtag, Comic for Pop swap. You will see a number of them going down, but I'm going live tonight, and I think I got about 5 or 6 people joining me in the great Comic for Pop swap. And it should be an absolute blast. I'm freaking bending this comic trying to get it off. It should be an absolute blast. Should be lots and lots of fun. We have 10 people originally who signed up, or 20 people who signed up. 10 of them being comic book fans, 10 of them being pop collectors. And of course, already there was some crossover, but 10 of them were primarily pop people and 10 of them were primarily comic people. Mama J, great pop channel, go check her out. And I sent out questionnaires. I sent out questionnaires to the 10 comic book people. She wrote the questionnaire and it asked their interests to help guide their pop mystery box. And she did the same to the 10 pop people, asking questions to guide their comic boxes. And then she and I traded the names, and we randomly assigned 10 pop people to 10 comic people and 10 comic people to 10 pop people. So it's not a 1-for-1 swap, which is really cool. Except Dressier actually got the same person. Dressier and Nerd Bar traded, which is really cool. And so a bunch of people are dropping their videos today. Some people have been, I have no idea what this is. I'm actually really excited. And if you look at Two Boys and Their Pops, or Pop and Son Pops. Yeah, Pop and Son Pops dropped one. Adrian dropped one. Dressier dropped one. Nerd Bar dropped one. I'm forgetting somebody. It's a blank board because they put 2 boards in here. I don't know what this comic is. I'm actually really excited. And John is doing his on his show tomorrow morning with the girls. I am going live today. I know that I think Mama J's is at 1:30. Dainster TV did theirs. I'm going live today at 6, and a bunch of people are joining me, and we'll all open them together. So should be excited. I've had this box here for over 2 weeks now. We were supposed to do this last Friday, but the USPS kind of, I don't want to say they messed up. They've been swamped. So I've had my Comic for Pop swap box here for almost 2 weeks. And I haven't opened it, and that's hard for me. So yeah, check it out tonight at 6. I actually did that one ahead of time. This one I just went live like that. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Oh, okay. I just ordered this the other day. There is a blank Kanan the Last Padawan. The reason I ordered a blank number 1 is because my last blank number 1 got decorated by God Tank, And if you have not seen this yet, speaking of Sabine and Ahsoka, look what God Tank did for me. I asked him for Sabine and Ahsoka. What's up, buddy?
To know whether or not you can take Charlotte out.
Take her out?
Mm-hmm.
In 5 minutes, I'll do it.
Okay.
Thank you. Got to wrap this up quickly, so I'll open that other package soon. But this is just amazing, man. I love this. I might send this off for him to do another one. I don't know, but I wanted to have. We're not selling anything here today. I got lots to sell though because I saw a comic on eBay last night, about 300, and Ben Grimm would be awesome, and it usually goes for about 700, and it's one of my grails. And yeah. I need to sell some more comics to get that. So I got to take the dogs out. My wife's on a more important video than this. She's talking to students. I'm off today, so I'm not talking to students, but I'm talking to you guys instead. She's actually off today, but she's a better person than I. She wants to meet with her kids. She's got K through 3 developmentally delayed kids, so they need and require that contact that she provides. So good on her. I'm taking a break. I still don't know how to properly teach robotics without having robots. So I need the break. She's meeting with her kids and the dog's got to go out. That's all by way of saying I'm going to rush through this because these I kind of know what they are, or I'll remember once I see them. Once again, go check out Off the Hook Comics on Instagram and Off the Hook Comics 2 on Instagram. Brandon has been in the community for a while. Been a seller all the way back when All About Comics had his Wednesday auctions about 2 years ago. And great deals, great books, and a lot of tape. Did promise my wife it'd be done in 5 minutes. Let's see if I can get this done in 5 minutes. No pressure, no pressure, no pressure. Well, if you order from him, you don't have to worry about your comics not being taped up well. And there's some painter looking around Home Depot going, there's no tape left. What's going on? All right, let's see what I got. Let's see what I got. First appearance of Thor Core. That is a spec comic. I've got one. I've sold one. I'm holding on to one. Now I've got 2 again. Oh, this one gave me a deal on this. I mean, it is not ticked, not ripped. It's a little showing its age, but yeah, he gave me a deal on that. I've wanted that. I had like a really beat up copy that I just gave away. Super excited for that. Oh, just got more Moon Knight because it's Mark Spector Moon Knight. Nice. Yes, I know. I had 2 whole sets of Miss Marvel, and then I sold 1 set because I said, well, I have doubles. Now I'm going back and getting more. I don't know. I think I just like the cover of this one, and it was cheap. Boom. And then love this one. This is an issue I've always wanted. Boom. Let's open that second box really quickly. This box, also from Off the Hook Comics, a.k.a. Brandon Stowinski. Or is it from Off the Hook Comics too? I guess when he's just like straight selling on IG, after a while, IG flags him as a seller. So he has to stop. And that's why he created 2 accounts. It's just kind of funny. He just added 2 at the end of his name, which I think is really funny. It's like when you used to sign up for usernames for things like, that name has been taken. Can we suggest you become Tacoma Comics 6794213? Whatevs. All right, what do we got here? Oh, why did I get that? Flash 91. Oh, maybe because 92 is the first appearance of Impulse, and I was trying to get like a little run there. I don't have 92, if anybody has one. Maybe those are throw-ins. I'm not sure. I know he said he'd throw in some extra. I can't recall. That one I've always wanted, but I was waiting for the price to be right. I got it now. The price was right. My second copy of that. I love Crush as a character. I still have to get that costume variant. Little Naomi. Second print number 1, I had sold a bunch of Naomi. The spec went way down in Naomi, but again, the price is right. And then finally, only because sometimes it's fun to have comics, this is the first appearance of the Great Lake Avengers, that team that will never, ever amount to anything unless you like those teams that never, ever amount to anything, and then you've got it. So, bunch of cool comics. Ooh, I'm messing up with the 3 nice ones there. End the show by showing off that. And I don't care about like and subscribe, but I got 7 comments and 1 likes, which means you all hate me. No, I'm kidding. I'll be back at 6 p.m. with a whole bunch of people on, going live, doing my thing. So come join me and hang out, and we'll have a good time. Until then, peace.